Hello friends, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Sarvani Ideas Quest. So from this video we get to learn about the new topic known as ingredients of machine learning. So in ingredients of machine learning we have three main ingredients. So the main first ingredient is tasks, second one is models, and the third is features. So now the main aim of machine learning is to build the right model. So to build the right model, we choose right features that achieve right tasks. Okay. So this is what the simple view. To build the right models, we just choose right features to achieve right tasks. Okay. Now in this video, I'll be clearly stating about tasks. Okay. Then in further video, I'll be featuring about both models and features. Now moving with the tasks. What is meant by tasks? Tasks, these are nothing but these are the problems. Okay, these are the problems that can be solved using machine learning. So dealing with these tasks, this also include with supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So when we go with supervised learning and unsupervised learning, we again get four different classes. So from supervised learning we get two classes, as we already know, classification and regression. Moving with unsupervised learning, the two classes are clustering and association. Right. So now to deal with these four classes based on tasks, we already have a product called spam email recognition, right? Spam email recognition. So dealing with the spam email recognition, where we go with this, here our emails are divided into two classes, right? As I already said, whether it is spam or ham. So we have to simply recognize either this email belong to spam class or ham class, right? So now, dealing with the classification case in supervised learning, this email was simply divided into two classes, two in the sense that's a binary case, right? So this is a binary classification task. Okay. Now if I again divide those classes, then it becomes multi-class, right? So now if I divide ham class into again two different classes, so I divide them into some into office emails and some into our private emails. Okay. So classes which were divided more than two. If we have more than two classes, then it is known to be multi-class classification task, right? So this is a multi-class classification task. So this is how we deal with classification case in supervised learning. Okay. Now we're done with this classification. Now we go with the regression case. Well, we go with the regression case. Here in regression case, we have a condition. That means we have a choice that your real valued functions. Okay. In regression phase, we have some real valued functions. Those real valued functions were again labeled with true valued functions. Real valued functions, these are again labeled with true values. Okay. So make this point. Now for regression phase, I just make an example like I'll just consider some set of emails. Among those set of emails, I pick randomly some important emails. Okay, I just pick some 10 emails from those set of emails. When I choose these 10 emails, that means these 10 emails are important for me right now, right? So when I go with these 10 emails, I can't check all the emails at a time, right? So then I'll be moving with email 1, then email 2, email 3, right? So in the line by line manner. So while I deal with these emails, initially I deal with email 1, right? So email 1 is my first important, that's the urgency thing, okay? Here important case is nothing but it's our urgency, okay? So then email 1, email 2, email 3, these were given in an order according to our urgency, right? So in regression phase, our urgency is also known as spam score or urgency score. Okay. So if you're given with the score of 0 to 10, now if your spam score is 0, then your case of urgency is simply ignored, right? Because 0 means it's nothing, it's not valuable, right? So case of your urgency is simply ignored at 0 case. Now moving to the 10, if your score is 10, spam score, if your spam score, that means your urgency score is 10 of the particular email, then we have to give a immediate action on that, right? So by moving with the 10th score, we'll be giving an immediate action. That means we'll be doing the things according to our urgency things, right? So this is how we deal with. So this is what simply we have been given with 0 to 10. This is our predictive values. We have been given them, right? So now based on these values, we just give the difference between predicted score and these predicted scores were differentiated from the true values. So those true values will be minimized. Okay. So this is how the regression phase is dealt with. But in real case, apart of these predicted scores and true value scores, we have a new term called spam assertion learning. The spam assertion learning is also known as real valued spam score. Okay. So the spam assertion learning, what it do is, it just divide those emails based on the non-spam score. Okay. So it just divide the emails which are not spam. Fine. So this is how the regression case is done with. Now we have completed with both the classification regression case and supervised learning. Now we deal with unsupervised learning clustering. So now we move with the point clustering. While dealing on with clustering is nothing but it is a task of grouping the data without giving any prior information on the group. Okay. So here we don't give any prior information on the group because clustering, it comes under unsupervised learning, right? So unsupervised learning, it deals with unlabeled data, right? So as it deals with unlabeled data, here whatever the information, so whatever the data was modified on the grouping data, that was not clearly labeled. Okay, so simply this clustering algorithm is done by similarity measure between the instances of these emails. Okay, so we just do this through similarity measure. For that, I consider two simple mails. Okay, as my example, I consider two mails. From these two mails, we have common words, right? So all the common words will be grouped into one cluster. Okay, so all the similar instances are placed into one cluster, and all the dissimilar instances are placed into another cluster. Now, suppose if my email 1 consists of 63 words and my email 2 consists of 43 words. From these two emails, again I have common words 28. Okay, I just consider this case. So by this I take a measurement, and that measurement is known as Jacob coefficient. Right? So how this Jacob coefficient would be like? Initially we take common words, and then common words are divided by different words of both the males. So different words of both the males are added first, and then again they are separated by common words. So this is how we deal with Jacob coefficient. Now it results in 0.358. Yes. So this is how we deal with clustering. Okay. So now we just simply divide the groups into different clusters. Fine. Now we deal with association. So when we deal with association, here we have popular cases called association. Here the popular things are that was done through market applications and online web analysis. Okay, like online websites, web applications, etc. Fine. So for this association, we have an important case called if you choose to buy an item X, then it also tends to buy an item Y. Okay, consider this point very clearly. If you choose to buy an item X, then it also has to tend to buy an item Y. Okay. So for example, if your item of X is smart TV, consider your item X is smart TV. So then immediately all the product recommendations about your item X will be displayed by the data mining algorithm. So what are the product recommendations that are related to the smart TV? Those are like remotes, dish, speakers, so all this thing, etc. Fine. So this is how it was done. All the data mining applications, it just zoom onto the Y items that are similar purchase products according to your item X. Fine. So this is how the association case was done. By this, we have completed with all the 4 classes of the task. So hope you guys understand well about the today's video. And next, in next further video, I'll be doing with the structure of task. So by that, you clearly understand how the outputs are resulted in machine learning. Fine. Thank you.